Hi, my name is Max, and today you will learn how to get new clients via social media. Today my guest is Jeff Kay, who is the director of Easy Social Media in New Zealand, and we're starting right now.
Welcome to the show for business owners, proudly brought to you by easyfreight.co.nz.
And you want to learn more about New Zealand business tips, then make sure you subscribe now to this channel. Jeff, how are you?
Good morning, Max.
Would you like to add anything else about Easy Social Media or yourself?
So Easy Social Media was born out of what I saw a necessity for small businesses to have an effective voice, if you will, on the new social media platforms that have become embedded in our society over the last 8 to 10 years. Platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. People are spending more and more time each day on these platforms, and as a business, you need to have your brand where your clients are, and social media is certainly becoming a platform where a business needs to have a good presence in order to be seen by potential clients.
It's a good point of how would you say, Jeff, is important to be on social media nowadays, because you can hear quite often that, especially Facebook, they've got bad rep. They've been hacked many times. They don't treat their customers very well. Could there be actually a damage to if you present your brand on social media like Facebook, or is there a good way to avoid these mistakes?
I guess for many businesses, there was a period where you're thinking, why do I need to be on social media? Isn't that something the kids are doing? Well, look, to begin with, it was. The platforms, especially Facebook and Instagram, they were discovered by the youth. The rest of us eventually caught up because we discovered it was indeed a very good place to remain in touch with our friends, our families. And once again, as a business, that's where your clients are. You need to ensure your business messages are there for them to find you there as well.
Do you find anything that's changed over the last 12 months? For example, something that did work in 2018 is no longer going to be as effective this year?
Look, the thing about social media, it's constantly evolving. What is the platform of choice this year? It changes, and next year it'll be a new platform and a whole new way of interacting with people on that platform. It started off with messaging-based platforms such as Facebook and Twitter, and now we're seeing Instagram and Pinterest, which are essentially image-based platforms. We look at Snapchat, which takes images to a new level, and it's the moving pictures, i.e. it's short bursts of video, which are the glue which makes that platform work. So yes, the platforms come and go. The way they are utilised change, but it appears that social media is here to stay, and it is the new digital way for people to interact, remain in touch with each other, and have those conversations which took place thousands of years ago around the tribal campfire.
How a small business should approach social media? For example, should they do a bit of everything at the same time? For example, should they post on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and other platforms, or would you recommend to concentrate on one bigger social media, say Facebook, and spend all their budget there?
It's a very good question. The answer is actually a little bit of both. Having a spread of platforms, i.e. utilising as many as possible, it actually enhances your digital footprint of your brand. You started off with a single point of online presence, being the website. If you can supplement that with additional pages from social media platforms, you are expanding your online presence. In saying that, there are going to be one or two platforms which are going to be more effective for you than others. If it's a business-to-business solutions provider, it might be that LinkedIn and Facebook are the two important platforms for you. If you're a retailer or an online trader, possibly Instagram and Facebook are the two more important platforms.
What would you say are the one biggest and easiest to fix mistake that small businesses make when they start advertising and promoting their business?
Oh, look, the fundamental error that many businesses make is they spend too much time talking about their own products and services. That is the ultimate sin in social media, is overselling yourself or your products. And to be fair, businesses, they assume it's a marketing platform, so they're out there with marketing messages.
Yeah, but if I start giving out all my secrets, am I just doing a free service? Should I charge for it?
Well, here's the thing. The most successful marketers create messaging where people are drawn by the interest factor of your messaging and want to have a look at your website and find out more. So it's important to get the balance of content right. If your audience perceives you as the expert in your space, because here you are, you're giving out tips, advice, you're not always asking for the sale. It's good. It's positioning you as the expert, and that's a much better position to be talking business from. So I would counsel businesses to understand that it's a social media platform. So rather than talking about your product or your service, you need to talk about the people involved in putting together that product or service, the people involved in delivering it and consuming it and participating with it. So successful social media is effectively the collection of storytelling around the people that make up your business: customers, stakeholders, staff, whoever it might be. But it's the telling and retelling of the stories of the people which create that interest and engagement from your followers.
Jeff, from your experience, say if I'm an importer of some furniture from Asia, or I bring kitchens from China to New Zealand, how much involved do I have to be to advertise my products and or business on social media? Like, do I have to do it myself? Do I have to do live streaming myself as a business owner? Or how much time do you think should I spend on that?
It's a very, very good question. To begin with, social media is not rocket science. It doesn't take a huge amount of knowledge to understand how the platform works. However, you become better with practice, and you're always guided by how your previous posts and messages have performed. So looking back at which messages are getting the most engagement and interactions, that tells you the interest factor of your content. And yeah, you can look at the bits are working and do more of them. But it's essentially, if you could put aside an hour or two a week, and it's all about finding interesting, relevant content which is of interest to your customer base. And in amongst those interesting posts are your call to action posts where you talk about your products and services. You can't serve them an entire diet of your marketing messages. On the other hand, you are a business, so you do need people to understand that there is a brand, there is a website. It's about getting the content balance right. And once again, there is no easy answer. It's more getting your hands dirty, doing the social media, and then seeing which bits are working, doing more of them, which bits aren't, finding different ways of telling those stories. It's an ongoing journey, and it's the incremental gains from your increased knowledge of how your content is faring and putting out more relevant content.
Say I've started doing social media and I can see it works for me, there is a return on investment, but how do I transition from doing it myself, being an expert, say in, I don't know, as I said, installing kitchens and maybe some gates or some other products or selling specific furniture? How do I give it to someone else to manage? Because this, even though they could be a good social media expert, but they don't know much about my products. How is it possible?
It's a very fair comment. Here's the thing. Our agency looks after the social media for several hundred businesses from a very, very wide cross-section of business types: professional services, personal services, online businesses, retailers, wholesalers, manufacturers. Funnily enough, the rules of engagement in social media don't really change that much, no matter what the business type. And for businesses, as a small business owner, as you grow, you get to that point where you then have to actually bring in skilled people to manage the roles that your growing business no longer allows you to manage by yourself. So yes, it's finding a great agency. It's looking at the good work that they've done for other clients and saying, "Oh, is this the messaging going to work for my business?" I guess it's no different than choosing any other supplier of services to your business. But and certainly social media management is a relatively new skill set. But we work predominantly with smaller businesses who have smallish marketing budgets. So from our point of view, it keeps us on our toes, and we want to ensure that everything we do for the client works, and with their modest budgets, we're getting a result for them.
If you've just joined us, I'm talking to Jeff Kay from Easy Social Media. We're talking about marketing tips, how to get better return on investment when you advertise your small business. Jeff, let's talk about numbers. You said you work with small businesses. How much money, say if I've got a small company, I've got 5 staff members, how much money should I spend on social media, roughly?
Well, yeah, one of the truisms of social media, it's not actually how much money you spend on it that makes it effective. It's the strength of the content, which is one component, and the accuracy of your audience targeting, which is the other component. To actually put that into dollars and cents, probably half our customers or our clients that we work with in the Auckland area aren't spending more than $100 to $150 a month on the Facebook ads component of their marketing. Because if you've got strong content, if you understand the targeting tools that the Facebook ads platform offers that allows you to get that content in front of the right people, that's actually all you need to spend to have a very successful social media campaign. As I said before, one of the great things about social media, it sort of levels the playing field between businesses. The big brands of the world can't outspend you in someone's newsfeed. It's kind of not how the Facebook ads platform works. As I said, it's about the strength of the audience targeting, your ability to define who your ideal customer is and use the targeting tools of Facebook so your message is put in front of that particular group of people, not in front of every Facebook user.
Is it true, Jeff, that the more real you are on social media, say you don't have, I hear a lot of social media influencers, they say you don't have to spend a lot of money on your production, you can just use your smartphone, and you don't have to have an awesome epic background, you just can do a short tour of your office, of your product, of your warehouse. Do you see whether it's true or not, like whether doing it yourself on a shoestring budget with your smartphone actually does better than a better, more quality production video or photos?
That's another very good point, Max. And I would say this, the more your social media video piece looks like a television commercial, the less effective it is in someone's newsfeed. Social media is all about authenticity. No one really wants to see a beautiful person reading woodenly from a monitor talking about the attributes of some product or other. They'd rather a short 15 or 20 second piece from the proprietor talking to his mobile phone, explaining how he's going to make a difference for you, the client, or one of his clients, once again, doing a short piece to camera saying, this brand, they made such a difference. That's what people are looking for in social media, authentic messaging, showing how it is. And video is a great way of capturing a small piece of a process. In your restaurant, it could be the chefs plating up on the hotline. In your manufacturing business, it could be part of the manufacturing process. It's about showing people an insight to the business, the journey of how that product got in front of them. These are the sort of short bursts of information which are really effective in social media. Giving people an insight into the processes of the business, it really does reinforce everything you're saying about your skills, your expertise, the professionalism of your staff. Good imagery actually showing this is a really good promotion for the business, and social media is an ideal platform to showcase this.
What are the ways to judge your social media manager or the company that will manage your social media? Is it normally just a flat fee per month, or do the agencies charge per some kind of conversion? What's the best industry practice? Say if you've got a small retail shop and you want to advertise your shop or your products online?
Right. Well, typically, if you're looking for an agency to manage that process for you, typically there would be a fee which would be paid to the agency, which covers the creation of the content, i.e. the posts which they're pushing out onto your page. Alongside that would be the ads budget, which is the budget you're going to use to get that content in front of the right people. For a business looking for an agency, once again, you're looking at the good work they've done for other businesses like yours. Good agencies will have a long list of businesses they work for you to get an idea as to their processes and as to the type of content they're putting on their clients' pages. And once again, for a business, it's really important that you choose carefully. Sometimes swapping agencies partway through can derail whatever plans you might have. And the best, I guess the best reference for any agency is their existing clients and the good work that they've done for them.
I see. Jeff, what do you think about, say, doing some events on social media, say whether it's Meetup or Facebook events or Eventbrite?
Yeah, once again, events are another great way of getting yourself in front of people, getting groups of people together. The Facebook platform itself, you can create events from your Facebook page, and in technical terms, it's like creating another little piece of Facebook real estate. You create an event page. Facebook itself does quite a bit of work in terms of promoting your event. It will advise your existing page followers. It'll remind them as the lead up to the event approaches. It'll also notify any friends of your existing followers who have indicated they're going to the event. So we really recommend, if you're doing any sort of event with your business, creating a Facebook event for it really does help draw additional notice to it. And once again, it costs you nothing.
Jeff, it sounds all very well, and I want to do more of social media, but I don't know what to do, where to start. Can you please give, say, 2 examples? You don't have to name your clients, but some examples. What's the most affordable, but one of the best marketing campaigns you've done in, say, in the last 3 months for your clients?
Look, we had an excellent example. It was a garage, an auto mechanic. He was interested in growing his business, but he had a very defined area that he was interested in marketing to, which is that area 5 kilometres around his workshop. He said that 80 or 90% of his clients came from that area, and that really was the best place to reach out for new clients. So we created a campaign for him, effectively reaching out to that group of businesses and individuals living or working within a 5 kilometre radius. 2 different messages. One was, hey, small business fleet owner, we can come to your premises, look after your vehicles. Our auto mechanic is on his way soon. The other message was reaching out towards the individual along the lines of, hey, you live or work in the area. Once again, we've got you covered. Book you in for a service, have your car back to you at the end of the day, but when it's time for you to go home. Those campaigns, because we were reaching out to a very, very local area, they performed really well. They connected directly to the booking portal on his website, so he didn't even have to answer the phone or have any downtime, yet he generated additional bookings. And he could see where they'd come from, i.e. from his Facebook marketing campaign. And this campaign was costing him 150 New Zealand dollars a month, and it was resulting in additional bookings from about week 3. So from his point of view, it was a very clear and effective demonstration of the worth of reaching out to that very obvious group of potential customers. And social media was certainly the platform to bring that about.
So would you say that in New Zealand, say, you only should think of Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn? Is there any other social media, or is it all gimmick?
There are a number of other platforms. As I said at the outset, having a presence on many platforms is great for your website search profile and search visibility. But yes, the platforms that you mentioned, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, are the 3 biggest, most used platforms in New Zealand. So look, in terms of the low-hanging fruit, those are the most obvious ones to be fishing around in. Facebook, topping 3 million daily users, reaches 2/3 of New Zealand. Instagram now has north of 1 million users, has a youth focus, but once again, it's still a fast-growing platform. And LinkedIn, with 1.1 million New Zealanders, that's 1 in 4 New Zealanders on that platform. Being active on those 3 platforms, you are reaching a good chunk of New Zealand that is online.
Jeff, and how would you like the viewers and listeners to find you if they have any questions or if they want to find out more about your services?
Well, look, our website, easysocialmedia.co.nz, we have a lot of interesting information about social media marketing and why business should be considering it. We've got some case studies of businesses we've worked with. So have a look and see if your business type's there and see what type of social media may be most effective. And also we keep abreast of the latest moves and changes in the industry, and we have some interesting blogs and articles on those on our website. So our website, easysocialmedia.co.nz, will certainly give you a lot more information as to the why businesses should be using social media. And of course, if you have any more questions, our contact details are on the website. Please feel free to reach out and we can answer them for you.
All right. Thank you for your time, Jeff.
Thank you very much.